welcome to the She's Supply Chains podcast. This is Courtney,
And this is Katie.
and happy Sunday. So we are getting ready for Thanksgiving week, and we both have family coming in town. So we decided to break away from our supply chain musings and have a little mini episode. And we wanted to focus on gratitude and appreciation. So, first thing we wanted to say, I think for both of us,
Mm,
thank you to our families because they give us the time and space sometimes to do this, and on top of our already busy day jobs and schedules. So, thank you. And then also thank you. You guys hear us talk about Elise and Crystal. So, they are behind the scenes support and they make all this magic happen. So, we are just the faces in front of you, but they do all the work behind that.
incredible.
Um, Thank you to all of our guests. So I think we're in episode like 53 or 54.
We're
Am I
coming
mid?
up. Hold on. I'm checking the numbers right now. This is episode 54.
Okay. So thank you to all of our guests. And a lot of them have been our friends or past coworkers, but we've had some new friends too and new people we met. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. And thank you to all of our listeners because I think Katie and I are always shocked and surprised with the level of engagement and especially like on LinkedIn and social media. And so it's just really amazing to see and hear from people that I know both of us really respect that they are getting something out of the podcast. And
Mhm.
I'm always surprised at who's listening because they'll
Yeah. It's
quote
fun to
us or
see.
tell us
Yeah.
something. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're listening. And then also thank you. So now we just kicked off the brand ambassador program. So if you don't know about it, please go on our website. But also we have new brand ambassadors and we have a few that I want to call out. And I apologize if I mess up the names, but we haven't had our intro meetings with everybody yet. But we have 5 brand ambassadors now. So Ariane, Priya, Maduri, Sarit, and Sakwana. So thank you so much for championing this effort with us. And for those of you that don't know, like if you want to be a brand ambassador, you can help us think about how to grow our message and the podcast, but also help us set the direction for where we're going next. So I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. You get some special merch, like our amazing special cup that everybody loves, and some other things, and then get some one-on-one time with Katie and I as well. So just want to say thank you to those wonderful ladies.
All right. So today is short and sweet. We are going to share a few stories of gratitude as we enter this in the US. It's the Thanksgiving holiday week, which is why we both have family coming in town. Practical ways you can say thank you at work that we've maybe experienced or do for others. And then a small challenge for our listeners as we go into this week of
I
gratitude.
love a challenge. I'm excited about that. And then the other thing that I would say as we dive a little bit more into appreciation, gratitude is, and we've heard this through a lot of the interviews that people really feeling seen, that
Mm,
is I think, a superpower or like as companies want to retain people and if, collaboration improves and really those small little things can compound into big momentum. And as we were getting ready for this, it was like, hey, what examples would I share? Experiences. I mean, in my office, as I was moving and setting up my stuff, I keep those notes from people
yeah.
and I read them and it's those little things. I know people don't do handwritten notes anymore, not a lot of people. I love a handwritten note personally. But I keep all that stuff and I'm a very minimalist. And Katie knows I throw everything away, keep things. But those little letters, especially when they're really thoughtful and
Hmm.
meaningful, like I still read those and just it does make you feel great. And I do feel like in those moments, that is when you wanna work harder for that person or wanna, do
Hmm.
more, and so I do think people sometimes I tell people, care and concern is free, but sometimes people think, "Oh, we just need to pay people more," or there's all these financial incentives and gift cards and pizza and all the things, but I think it's sometimes much more simple than you would think in terms of how to let people know you care.
Here, I agree. There's also, we actually just talked about this in another episode, I think with Aaron Mitchell, but the Gallup 12, so they're the ones that do all the crazy polling and surveys. They have all these statistics, they know all these things, and they have narrowed down 12 questions. I actually keep them printed. I have them here at home on my wall, and I have them in my locker at work. And out of the 12 questions, they're like, "Hey, if these things are true, you're gonna have people that are gonna be really engaged at work, like, they care, they're gonna go the extra mile." And probably at least a quarter, if not a third of them are all about feeling seen and appreciated. And so I'm looking at them right now, but it's things
Hey,
like
I
in
need
the
to have
last
these. You
7.
never sent them to me.
Oh, I will send
I
those
was
to
like,
you. I feel like I send them out all the time. I'll send them to you. It's a very easy Google search, Gallup 12 questions, but
you're right.
it says, in the last 7 days, I've received recognition or praise for doing good work. There is someone at work who encourages me. My opinions seem to count. So you can just see, like, through each of these things, what it means to be seen, feel heard, and appreciated. So, so simple, but very powerful.
I think we could all say we haven't felt that, how demotiv
Oof. Yeah, it goes the other way. Oof.
man, it's rough. Especially, I think, and Katie, you and I have talked about this too. Also, when you feel like you've worked really hard, you've gotten to a certain level in your organization, and you're like, "This is my moment. They are gonna hear and see me,"
Yeah.
and I think there's an expectation of that, and then when that can always come to fruition, it can be really, really challenging, and I heard someone else told me this, a mentor one time, they said, "At the end of the day, Courtney, even if you don't agree with people or don't agree with someone, everyone really wants to feel heard and
Mhm.
and understood,
Yeah.
at that, and if they don't, that's, like, a really hard, like, core thing for people not to feel kinda understood." So, I thought that was a good one. Yeah, so I did look Google the 12 of
I will send them to you right after this. Okay, but how about what are 3 kinda low lift, practical ways that you do to share gratitude or
Yep.
appreciation for people?
So I make a process out of everything because I forget
I
because I
love
need
this.
list. So every Friday on my to-do list is a recurring reminder, and it was like, who have I either sent a recognition to or reached out to that I haven't talked to in a while. So that's kind of like a networking thing. But I think the just like and I have a in there that says, have I recognized anybody this week? And for the most part, there is someone that deserves some recognition.
For sure.
Now, the other thing that, someone else gave me this little tip, and, I need to get new cards now that I'm at a new company, but I had a whole stack of thank you cards, and I kept them at my desk. So then when you think about it, you just have it ready, and then you just write it, and you're good to go. So you don't have to go look for it. Katie got me onto I finally got the Atomic Habits ebook because it was sitting on my desk just collecting dust. So that was the other one about make it the right thing to do, the easy thing to do, and have it ready to go. So that was I think that's one. And Katie talked about this, I think, calling out people publicly, when it's
Mhm.
appropriate and when they appreciate that. I know for me, I love a good, like, "Courtney, wow, thank you for that." If I guess one thing to do it individually, but really giving out someone credit in a if they're like I said, you get to know if the person's okay with that, but in a public setting, so either in a meeting or, some people do Teams chats or Slack or whatever, I think that goes a long way. And I do think the other thing I've read in books too is it has to be what is it like timely? It
Mhm.
has to be like something specific. So just saying like, "Thank you, Katie, you're amazing." Like people are like, okay, but if you can really pinpoint it and wow, Katie, I really like how you showed up in that meeting, and I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you're on the team. Like people do appreciate that, and I think we should do more with our peers. I don't think people do enough.
Yes.
And your boss. I did that one day, and my boss was like, "Oh my gosh, no one's ever done that." And I kinda copied his boss to say, "Hey, I just wanna let you know that this person is an amazing ally for me, and I think they're great." And he said no one had ever done that. I don't think people think to do that for their managers. It's like, go a level up
Yeah.
and say, "I
It's
want you
still
to know
recognition. Yeah,
this
yeah.
person is, like, an amazing person." And then I call these other ones, like, micro moments, and so, I was just out to lunch, with some friends, and I didn't this is, like, the whole, like, pay it forward, like, coffee thing at
Mhm.
Starbucks, but, this little restaurant does this where, say they know people are coming, say, I know Katie's gonna be here next Thursday, and you can say, "Hey, I wanna go ahead and just pay for her drink, right now," and they put it on a board, and then, like, when you show up, it's like, "Hey, this was from Courtney, this is for you." And so, like, little snacks or treats or, I know Katie used to do, like, the donuts for birthdays and stuff like that. It's not expensive, but I think those little moments and stuff like that, people appreciate that.
They do. Okay. One of the other things I like to think about between now and the end of the year, and it's kind of hard, I can say, with all the, for us at least in the US right now, it's like the end of the school year, that's the holidays, there's a lot going on. But then sometimes you get to the new year and you're like, there's a big focus on New Year's resolutions, which I get. It's new beginnings. I love that. But actually using this time to think about between now and then, like yes, it's busy with all the holidays and everything else, but it's also almost like a little bit, and I don't know if this is just getting dark so much earlier, but it
It is
also feels like you want to hibernate and like just, I don't know,
because
just
it's
take a
dark and
because
cold.
it's dark and cold, maybe also because 'cause we're up in the tundra, I don't
We're in the
know.
tundra, yeah.
But yeah, you wanna, like, hunker down inside your house, and, um, I follow a couple different people. This one woman calls it, like, the winter arc. The other one, talks about, like, kinda like you're almost, like, preparing for the next season in a way, and so using this time, those maybe earlier evenings now because 'cause they're so dark, but to pause and reflect and think about what's working. Um, Maybe it could be everything from like, are you sharing gratitude? How could you do more of that? Maybe you are doing it, and so you want to bring that with you, but really reflecting on what's working for you. So what do you want to carry forward into the next new year? What do you want to let go of? Like what's not serving you anymore, which I think is also just as important. And so using this time between now and then to kind of like they called it like planting the seeds, like you're kind of sowing things, like getting them ready. Um, and I always think it's helpful, Courtney and I do this with each other all the time, to share it with someone. So you don't have to do that. It can be very personal and private, and that's fine. But I often find when I do these reflections and then talk about them with someone else, there's a bit of accountability there and also maybe some different insights or thoughts too.
Mm. The thing I liked about it was you make them the statements are like, "I am this. I have."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, so
Yeah.
you're, like, really, like, owning it,
You
and it's
are.
not a wish?" And so, like, one of mine was like, "I am thriving," no, what was the one? Oh, I was like
Mm.
so I think, like, I did appreciate that kind of
Yeah,
twist
so
on
as
it.
you write them out, yes, part of you can call it visualization, manifestation, whatever you want, but you write it out as if it's already happening. And there's like something there where I don't know if it's like the neurons in your brain just do it
Mhm.
differently, but you're right. It's not a wish or it's not I hope. It's I am more patient with whatever. I am focusing on my health, whatever that might be.
And I know Katie said you don't have to share, but I do find that when I share, because sometimes they'll surprise me, and they'll be like, "You said that you weren't gonna do this anymore, but now you're doing it." And I was like, "Well, okay, now."
Ooh,
now
see? Helpful, helpful.
Okay, so we have, like, 3 days before the holiday, and everybody's gonna hopefully get time off, and so, challenge so a couple things that we would say. So you have 3 days of different challenges. So, day 1, Monday, send 1 specific thank you note or email. I prefer handwritten, but if you can't get a card in time, that's okay. And then 2, try to give some public credit to someone in a meeting or Teams channel. And then 3, 1 tangible act of kindness. And so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Katie and I will share what ours are.
Yeah.
So you can hold us accountable to that. We might forget and do it on Thursday and tell you. We'll see. We're gonna put it out there. We will. Sometimes we like have the best intentions, and we're like, we didn't give away the cup. Like we forget, so it's okay. And we would love you to share. One line on Instagram or tag us on LinkedIn as well, and you can tag hashtag She Supply Chain. Thanks, and we would love to hear kind of how you are practicing gratitude.
All right. So we're going to end how we started, and that is with thanks. So thank you for every listener who tunes in. Whether you share an episode, tell a friend, we appreciate how much you engage with this community and share it with others. We really do feel like it's part of a movement that celebrates women shaping the future of supply chain, and we are thrilled to share and do that with you. And as we look ahead, we're carrying this gratitude with us. So thank you again for being a part of She Supply Chains. And here's to more stories, more voices, and more impact. Have a wonderful week.
Bye, guys.